Hi everyone, welcome back to Plum Mashable. So for today's video I'm going to be using Country Cottage from Planners Anonymous to do my weekly decoration. Hope you guys enjoy this one. Let's get to it. Alright, so part of me wants to tell you that this week's going to be a step back from last week and we're not going to go so over the top. I'm a lie. It's not going to happen. As soon as I saw this stamp set from Planners Anonymous, I knew I wanted to use these bricks and I knew I wanted to do the whole thing. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm grabbing that stamp out. I'm just going to move off these little bits. And I'm debating if I'm going to white out the stuff or if I'm just going to cover it up. I think I'll just cover it when I get there because I have some ideas when it comes to using some stuff down the side and things as well. So it'll all kind of work out. So the only thing here that I know I want is I want these to be straight. Other than that, I'm very happy for them to be a little bit all over the shop. I don't care if they're not perfectly stamped. I don't care if they're not perfect because bricks aren't perfect. So it's okay. So I'm using Pumice Stone Distress Oxide. I am going to bring in some ink in a minute as well once I've got it all done. I'm just going to use a little bit. I know I shouldn't use PA washi tape to do this, but I'm just going to use a little bit of tape just to hold this still while I'm doing the middle, and then when I get to the outsides I'll obviously take it off. So I'm just going to start. These fit almost in the boxes, so I'm going to try and keep them there. So I'm going to start off here, one good little stamp, and then you just sort of butt it in together. It'll look a bit weird to begin with, but trust me, it ends up with the best effect. I'll just finish off Tuesday and then I'll show you the next, like a little bit more. It just looks awesome. So I'm deliberately making these not line up. Uh-oh. Lining that up again. I'm trying really hard not to touch on the top. Yeah, that's okay. Just need to be a little bit less quick to move it. Doesn't that just look cool? Oh, bugger. It's alright. So you can kind of fix it. If you do, I say mess it up, it's not even messing it up. If you do kind of miss, you can fix it. The only thing I'm going to change here is that run I sort of stayed, I don't need to do it again. I stayed within the box. This one I'm just going to come down a little bit more. Come up a little bit more, sorry, so there's not quite as big a gap between the two. So this one kind of covers it up a little. It's okay. Doesn't matter if there's a little bit of imperfections. Like I said, brick walls are never perfect, so most of them I can deal with. I am going to just put just a little bit. It's okay. I don't know how that's picked up for Thursday, but it has. Anyway, so I'm going to finish doing this and I'm going to do the other side and then I'll be right back and we'll start adding some extra texture to this. Alright, so neither side is perfect, but I love that effect. I really love it. So just giving a little bit of water to that stamp. I'll put it away in a minute. Before we finish though, I'm going to distress this just a little bit. So I'm going to put a couple of spritzes of water across the background. Just leave that for a sec to fizz. While that's fizzing, I'm just grabbing, this is Pumice Stone ink. So I sometimes after I say this, I don't know if anyone saw Wednesday's video, but if you saw Wednesday's video, you see I tried to do a comparison between splatters with Distress Oxide and splatters with Distress ink, and I could barely tell the difference. I can tell more, I can tell, it's just that sometimes, I don't know what it was about that particular one, it just didn't come out. But anyway, I think that the Distress ink gives me a slightly darker, more saturated feeling. So that's why I like to use Distress ink for splatters sometimes. Not always, but sometimes. So I'm just doing some grey, some of this same Pumice Stone. Now actually I'm thinking I'm going to grab a little bit of black soot as well, just for a little bit of contrast. Now I think the part about each side that I preferred this one stamping. I feel I was more consistent on this side, but I think I left too bigger of a gap in between. Whereas it's just something I need to work on. I'm just grabbing my Distress ink. This is the only full-size Distress ink that I've got. I do prefer to use the cubes, but I picked that one up in a D-stash once, so while I've got it, I might as well keep it. I'm not going mental with the black splatters. I just want just a little bit. Go there. It's the only thing with splatters that drives me nuts. Sometimes I want them exactly where I want them, and I can't get them to go there. There we go. I like that. Okay. Clean up my mess. I'm going to move this off to the side for a sec. Just give it a second to dry while I just wipe down my mat. Might just hit it really quickly with the heat tool just to try and dry it off a little bit, because it is a little wet, and I do still want to be very careful with what I've got on the other side because I love it. Alright, so while that's drying, there is one thing that's different that I want to try. And I don't quite know how to do it. So this is where I'm just grabbing a piece of white paper. And I really love this. I love this sticker, and I love the way it sits. It just sits absolutely beautifully. And I want it, but I still need the room that's underneath it. So what I was thinking was I might do a flip up. So to do that, I think I need to stick the stickers down, and then, oh, I'm so scared. And then I can kind of cut out my shape and create that flip up. So I'm putting this one right against the edge, or as close to the edge as I can. And then I'll continue just butting them up. I love that these have like they line up perfectly. I do love stickers that have that gap in between, but sometimes it's just really fun to have one huge sticker. When they stick like this one, like they come together like this one does, I just think it looks stunning. And I also want to use the little flower boxes that are at the top. So I'm going to do them as well. Oops. Start with the correct one though. I'm just lining that up. And we'll stick that down. I'm also going to use the green bit at the bottom so that we've got this whole stack of stickers. I put that one down in the wrong spot. It's all good. These stickers have a bit of give. Enough for me to be able to get it up there anyway, so that's all good. Okay, so there's my little window piece. Now where I'm happy is that this is going to fit. Oh, now I'm scared I've put it in the wrong spot. cut it out first, and then we'll freak out about the rest in a minute. If worst comes to worst, I can always just stick this down on another bit. It'll be fine. Now the top has got a bit of fussy cuttingness to it, so I'm just going to trim it. I just realised I'd completely done the wrong thing there anyway, so it's all good. I'm going to have to stick it down, but that's alright. Actually, I kind of don't mind the fact that it just disappears. Like, that's okay. I was worried that it would look silly up against the brick because it's a different size. So now that I know that it's fine, yes, we've done something stupid here, but that's okay. Done something stupid here, but that's okay. So I'm going to stick this down onto this piece of paper and cut it out again. It is a little thicker than I would have liked, but that's okay. I can live. See, that kind of, it actually sits there rather nicely. And then what I thought I'd do is I won't put washi on that side. I'll just let it sit there. Or I might put, ooh. Let's just see what this looks like first. I'm just also thinking about the inside and going, do I want to leave it white or do I want to give it the brick? I knew there was a reason I didn't put this away. I want to give it the brick. So we've got that second lot of bricks done. Just need to give that a minute to dry. Now what I want to do that's slightly different is I really like this sidebar. And especially considering we've used it on the other side, I feel like it's going to look really cool sitting down the side here. So I thought I'd put that down and just sort of see how it goes. Now this fits, just so everybody sort of can see my sizing. This will fit basically, if it was the whole page, it would fit my area just without the washi. But because it's not, it's going to be a bit smaller. I'm kind of going to start at the halfway mark. So just a little bit up from my Tuesday. Oh, actually, hold on. Where does that sit? Okay. I'm going to sit right on my Tuesday line, and let's just see where this fits. If it looks silly, it looks silly, but we'll try. And these ones are cut to sort of line up against each other as well, so I'll just butt them right up against each other. Now, that march is going to be a problem, so I can deal with that. I can still see the march, but it's not horribly apparent. Just trim off the excess. I'll just make sure on the other side I start with the green and move into the blue, and it'll look really cool. And plus, I don't usually use, I very rarely use the skinny washi on the top, so it's kind of cool to do something a little bit different. So I'm just leaving the tiniest little gap between these two, because then on the bottom here, I am going to use this tracker and then the other sticker that's here as well. I have actually, since I've had COVID, I've had a awful cough that's just hanging around. And so my doctor's given me some medicine, like it's like a puffer, like a Ventolin puffer, that I need to remember to take, and I'm useless at it. So this may help remind me. There you go, I've got my little sidebar there. And then I think on the bottom, if I put this, I can then put another little sticker in there. But what I'm going to do is try and get the whole repeat, because I know it goes for a long time, and put it so it's right at the bottom, so that white bit is not there. And I'll just trim that off enough. Yeah, no, I'll just, because this, no, I don't want it, so I'm just going to stick it so I can trim that off. And then on the other side, I'm going to do the same thing with the washi tape, but I'm not going to put the side, I don't think I'll put the sidebar. I'll think about it. Oh, it's so cute sitting down there. Put this down first, because this kind of has to go down first. But I kind of like the idea of maybe the flowers sitting behind it, but then when you open it, they are on the inside of this. So put all the tape on here, line that up where I want it to sit. So it's taking up a little bit of Sunday, but not all of it. Oh, I wonder, hold on, before I stick that down properly. Didn't think to do that. Come on. Can I line it up anywhere? It almost does. Not quite. It doesn't quite line up anywhere. It sort of does, but then it doesn't in other spots. So I'm just going to put it somewhere where it almost does, because I think it just looked really weird the way it sat before. And then put the flowers back over the top again. So using that whole repeat, but I'm just moving it over a little bit this time so you get a slightly different kind of lot of pictures. Go. And just to help me out on this one, I'm just going to trim it with the trimmer. It's just a bit simpler. Okay. Oops, I missed. There we go. Easy squeezy. I actually really like that effect. That looks really cool. And then when it's shut, you just sort of have those other flowers from the... So I'm going to put the skinny washi at the top, and then I might grab some of the boxes and put them on here, because I think it will end up looking pretty cool. I didn't even realise that the skinny washi almost exactly covers up the month here, so that is a happy accident that just has worked in my advantage. I should have wired that out, but I have found that I don't like the way that my ink sits over, or that my Oxide sits over white out, so that's why I don't like to do it. But anyway, so what do I have? I don't want to use any of those ones. So this is the first time, not the first time I'm using the new stickers, because I know I use them for Masquerade, but it's the first time I've been aware of the fact that there have been some, not issues, but people have sort of said that they don't like the thickness of the new ones. I actually really do. I kind of like the way they feel. I'm really lucky that I am quite happy to just pick my take pages out of my planner and then put things back in. So I don't mind the extra thickness, and I make things thick and bulky anyway. So perhaps I'm the minority, but I kind of like it. Okay, so we need to put days back in. I want to use a bit of silver, so I'm just having a look I'm going to use the dark blue ones because these have the silver, and then I can put the numbers in there. I am going to cut these out though. This is just a me thing because I've already gone so far over the top with that background. I don't want any sort of white edges ruining it or making it look silly. So I'm actually going to cut these all out. This is going to take me a minute, so I'm going to cut to when I'm finished. But I just find it gives me, I used to do it with the old stickers as well, it just gives me a slightly different finish. I'm not going to cut them perfectly. I'm not going to be completely no white edge on them. I'm not cutting the actual sticker, but I just like a slightly less square looking box when I've got such a lovely background. So if I put that there, you can just sort of see the difference between using the box and using the regular one. I think it gives it a much more finished look, so that's why I like to do it. For the numbers, I'm going to use the silver numbers in the back. These are on clear, so what day am I looking? 28th. So they'll fit, they'll still look lovely when I put these on. They'll give this really cool little shine. I love that. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and do that and I'll be right back. Alright, oh, I love the way that looks. That's just gorgeous. And so now we just need to add in a few little extras. I want to add in this, I noticed it when I was playing just before. I'm just going to add this one in just over the side here. I just feel like it fills a little bit of that gap that's there. And then I want to put, let's have a look. I want this fresh flowers one. I just think it looks gorgeous. I'm just going to have it sit somewhere. Have it sit somewhere. And then we'll have a couple of bunnies. I want this flower bucket. Now the only thing that I did that was kind of a bit odd was that I, because I've lost a bit of my Sunday with doing that flip up. So all I did was just sort of put it up a little bit higher. So that's the only one that doesn't adhere to the sort of lines of my planner that everyone else sort of did. All I'm doing here is just fussy cutting away some of the excess white. I just feel like there's a bit much here. This is the best part about stickers. You can just, if it doesn't quite work for you, just change it. Nothing ever has to be exactly perfect for what you're doing, but you can always make it. Won't be quite perfect, but it'll be, I think it'll look much better for this particular kind of decoration. Go put that there. And then I'm just going to put this little flower box. No, I'm not. I'm going to put this little, no, I'm not. I'm trying to find something that's going to fit in that spot, and I just can't find anything. There's nothing. This one's going to fit. I'm going to put a little thing of these flowers. No, not the flowers. Maybe one of these. But I'm just going to trim away a little bit more of that white. But I am going to grab those flowers that I pulled out just before and just put them, that little Tuesday mark or Thursday mark when we stamped and it sort of ghosted. I'm just going to cover that up with some of these flowers. I feel really funny. I haven't used the papers this time, which is so weird for me. I'm so used to using the flowers. No, the papers. That not using them actually kind of feels really weird. But that'll be fine. I think I'm happy with that. I'm really happy with that flip up. The only part about it that I'm not happy with, I just need to do one thing. Just want to see what this colour looks like before I commit to it. No, wrong kind of grey. I'm just grabbing one of my Tombow markers. Yeah, that'll work. And I just want to grab, I'm going to use a little one. I just want to give it a little bit of definition. I just feel like it's a little lost in here. So I'm going to just draw some boxes in to kind of figure this out. So I just need to make sure it's the right width. Calculator. So it's 11 divided by 3, 3.5. So if I make this, that looks better. It just needed something to define the space on the inside because it was just not quite enough. That actually looks kind of cool. And then just around the top, actually no, the top I'm going to leave alone. I just feel like that needed something. And then it can be a happy mail or a to-do. What have I got word-wise? No, I'm not going to put headers. They're not the ones I want, so because they're not the ones I want. So instead, I'm going to grab one of these green ones, 2 of those green ones, and then this little banner one. And again, just cut off the white around the outside that I don't like. Again, it's only, I don't like the white for this kit. It's not like for this background. I don't mind the white, don't get me wrong. It's just more because the background is so covered that adding in something with such a big white outline kind of just ruins the effect. So put that one there. Fits perfectly, which is just excellent. I'll just chuck in really quickly my little daycare ones. I'm sure the question will come, oh, just reminded me of something. Thank you, everybody. The question will come as to why these ones are okay, but the other ones weren't. And it's just because these have a slightly less of a white border, so it doesn't kind of jump out at me quite so much. So Charlotte's going to go to daycare an extra day next week, so that's what you've reminded me of. Thank you. I need to book that in. This one can be my mail list. This one can be a to-do. And this one can be a I'll remember later. So no swimming this week. And then all I need to do, I need to put in details, or need to remind myself that my planner party is this weekend. So if you are a PA fan, even if you're not, if you want to give it a try, there's going to be printables, there's going to be purchasable printables, there's going to be free printables, and we're going to make something really cool. So all the details are going to be over on the Planners Anonymous Facebook page. I'm going to link it down below so you can check it out. But yeah, make sure you come and play with us on Sunday if you can. And then I just need one more box. I'm actually going to pick this up just a little bit and just stick it in behind here. Actually, I probably won't. No, I thought I was going to, but it's not going to reach. I still need it to be on Saturday, which sort of goes here. So, alright, I'm going to leave it at that. that's very different to what I would normally do. I really like that sidebar. I think that's really cool, and I might have to do that with PA a bit more often. But I love this flip up. This just, to me, is screaming woohoo. I love that washi on the bottom, and I like that I used the skinny washi on the top. I could seriously do 3 or 4 more weeks with this kit. There's something very special about it, but I had to do the bricks. I could not do the bricks. I adore them. They are awesome. I'm going to be making, I don't know how many hundreds of cards with that brick background. So thank you for the awesome stamp, Sammy, but thank you again for the fantastic kit. I've really missed Planners Anonymous kits. These are just, they're my favourite sub-box kit. That sounds like a silly thing to say, but they are, and I love them, and I will continue to love them forever and ever and ever. Like I said, if you want to come join in with our planner party, we're going to be doing Australiana, in case that hasn't been announced yet. I think it has. We're going to be doing Australiana. We're going to be doing something cool, something you can use to feature some of your furry friends, if that makes any sense. So come and join us on Sunday Australian time. I think that's Saturday night US time. Again, all the details will be in the Facebook group down below. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss anything in future. I hope you have an absolutely awesome rest of your day. Can't wait to see you later in the week, and I'll catch you then. Sending lots of huggles. Bye!